Hey everyone, Solomon here, going over my Malkovich game against Singer. So let's see, he played Q3, and that's definitely the move that I went over in my other videos. This is currently Joseki. Um, I was debating whether or not I should make this video in the first place because I did go over this move and I did consider a bit of variations here and there, why I would play R2 and stuff like that. Um, But I realized when I looked through the other videos that I didn't really provide a solid justification for why R2 is the right move. Um, and I think it's important in Go for from a 30Q to a 9 dan that for every move you play, you should be able to confidently provide a solid reason why you play such and such a move. I noticed that a lot of Q players like when I used to teach a lot when I was in high school, a lot of double digit, and even single digit Q players would, when I asked them in a game review why they played such and such a move, they would just say, I don't know. Or they just provide some joke response or something. And the the thing is, in Go, you have to be able to know why you played every single move you made, even if the reasoning is wrong. It's better to have the wrong reasoning, I think, than to not have any reason at all, and that you played a move simply because you either saw it from another game or you just saw it from a textbook. That's also why there's that proverb that almost everyone I know knows, where they say something like, "If you memorize Joseki, you lose 2 stones." So, I mean, what's the meaning behind that proverb? Well, if you memorize moves and you don't take the time to understand why such a move was in a Joseki was made, then if your opponent deviates from the Joseki, you're not going to be able to, um, unless you invest a ton of time trying to read everything out. Uh, you're not going to be able to figure out how to handle the situation from there because you didn't understand the purpose behind the move that you previously played before your opponent deviated from it. Um, so in this case, I should be able to provide a good reasoning, like a good reason why R2 is the right move. So let's go back a bit. Let's just look at the situation here. We're currently in a big skirmish, right? I have 2 groups cut up, and he's got 2 groups cut up. I can't lose these 2 stones. If I lose these 2 stones, then he gets this nice corner, and these 2 stones I have here are just going to be chilling, and they're not going to be doing much. And same with this stone. Likewise, if I capture these 3 stones or eat up these 2 stones of black's 2 stones, then it will be the same situation for him. I'll end up with a huge territory and hit the other group that's going to end up alive is just going to be dangling there doing nothing, or next to nothing at least. So it's important that I try to keep everything alive and pressure black as much as I can on one of these 2 groups. So let's say instead of R2, I've decided to focus my attention on these 2 stones and play R6. Well, I think even a Q player can see. That didn't sound condescending. I think a lot of people can see that if black plays R2, I end up losing the Liberty race, and he ends up getting the corner, like I said. And here I would still have this cut to worry about. These 2 stones they're kind of weak. They're kind of weak. I have to worry about this stone because they're not connected with these 2 stones. So this would be a disaster for me. Um, and just so everyone know, I haven't had sleep in a while. So if I'm just rambling or if I say something weird, just cut me some slack. I stayed up for over 30 hours because I procrastinated and didn't manage my time properly. I'm like a 30Q when it comes to time management, though I've improved in the last few years or so. Anyways, off topic. Let's say then I want to focus my attention on these 3 stones. If I go here, I mean black just needs to do the same thing. go here, and these two stones are dead. So already you can kind of get a sense for why R2 is the right move, because it's the move he plays. He needs to play to capture these two stones. So it's kind of his vital point. And there's a proverb, another proverb that says that your opponent's vital point is your vital point, or something like that. And it's a general rule of thumb that applies well here. Uh, every time he gets R2, these two stones end up collapsing and they just die. So it already, you can already get a good sense for why R2 is the move that you need to strongly consider. Now, I mean, there's also this move, right? I mean, isn't this a better move because it makes these three stones have less liberties and it protects this cut at R2, right? Well, not so much. Actually, black can just go here straight away. Um, if I Atari and capture these stones, black can extend, and I think some people might have seen this Tsuji before, but I focus on, I have to invest one more move on capturing these two stones. Then black Ataris, I capture, he Ataris again, I capture, he Ataris again, and every time I need to keep responding, because if he captures, like if I go back, if I if I play elsewhere like this, then his two groups connect, and I end up with a broken position. So every time I'm forced to connect, but if I take the time to connect, then I end up with this giant clump that ends up dying. So in fact, the move at Q2 does not protect the move at R2, even though um, it gives me the immediate Atari. So I think that's one thing that a lot of people tend to overlook. That just because you play a move that has it so that if your opponent plays, you automatically get to capture the stone, doesn't necessarily mean that it's the right move. So as you can see in this case. So I think the sequence that I played there was, I think it's called like the Tombstone Tsuji or something like that. I don't remember. Anyways, so this move does not protect R2. So that's why R2 is the move that I need to play. And from here, I did go over several. I went over S4, and black can also consider moving out like this. So black has several options to consider here. But basically, we're in a skirmish. I need to make sure to protect these three stones and these two stones. He needs to protect these four stones, or these three stones and these two stones. So that's why this is a very complicated Joseki, because we both need to manage these two groups at the same time. And it's very easy for any of us to make a mistake and end up in a situation where it's almost game over. So yeah, hopefully I've provided a good, solid reason for why R2 is a very important move. It's a move that, I mean, just from the thousands of games I've played, it's a move where I've cultivated my it's a move where I mean I just know by feeling now that it's the right move. But at the same time, if Lee Sedol were to just randomly come up to me out of nowhere and ask, "Hey, why'd you play R2?" then I should be able to provide a solid reason for why R2 is the move to make. And if I can't do that, then my feelings, they're not important. You have to be able to provide a solid reasoning for why R2 is the right move. You don't need to exhaust every single possible variation, but if you can provide a good, solid reason, like hopefully the way I commentated, hopefully, then it's probably the right move. And even if it isn't the wrong move, then at least if a stronger player explained the why your reasoning is wrong, you'll definitely be able to remember it a lot better than playing a move that you didn't know why you played and then having the strong player correct it for you. So yeah, thanks for watching.